name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're now tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. El Scorcho, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, sitting here with my co-host with the most, the Big Skipper. And they do call him the chiropractor because he straightens people out left and right, my friend. Good morning / afternoon, Skip.
Yeah, I'll straighten them out, man. I'll straighten your bookie out. I'll straighten your boss out. I'll straighten your bankroll out. I'll straighten your kids out. If you want me to, I'll straighten your wife out. I'll straighten anything out you need straightened out.
More importantly, money. If you guys are just now tuning into the VIP Sports Podcast, we're coming live and direct from our offices here in Las Vegas.
Yes, where we were just sitting here going over our personnel and our salesmen one at a time.
Correct, and our beautiful new office,
Yep.
state-of-the-art office, sponsored by our boys over there at betonline.ag.
That's right.
Another day, another dollar. We couldn't be more excited. Got a great show for you today. First of all, I want to congratulate the New York Yankees. I did say, we'll get into that later. I did say the Yankees would be a little bit better than people say.
That's a hard one for me to swallow.
Well, of course it is, and we'll get into that later because you say that they squeaked by. They didn't have the talent to do it. However, they did, so we'll have a big discussion about that later. Want to give a shout-out and congratulations to our Las Vegas Golden Knights. 3-0 to start everything out, huh?
We'll get into that as well.
Goddamn right. VIP Sports Podcast, if you guys are just tuning in, is all about the legalization of sports betting and how we make you better sports bettors. My name is Steve Stevens. I'm no different than a stockbroker. I'm selling information. I'm selling tips. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm a Bookie Killer.
Yes.
So what this whole show is a spin-off of our show, Money Talks, which a lot of you guys have seen on CNBC, our show that was aired a couple years back. I'm the most feared sports bettor in the world. The show is all about my life, guy that bets big and lives large. A lot of guys on the internet and people around these days are all just telephone tough guys and internet wanksters. People are tired of seeing head coaches and people on ESPN telling them their opinion when they don't have a fucking clue how to win against the spread. So what this show is a spin-off is my life. Takes you into my guy that bets 6 figures a game, a guy that's third generation born and raised in Las Vegas, and a guy that deals with the biggest sports bettors in the world.
Correct.
I have the biggest portfolio in the business. No one deals with anybody bigger. Nobody makes more money betting sports than us. So if you're out there and you have a little bit of excitement or you're looking to learn a little bit more about sports betting, you turned into the right fucking show.
Yes, you did. Yes. We're here to take you by the hand, walk you through the sports betting world, make sure there's no mistakes, help you with your money management, help you with your discipline. Most importantly, get information from the most feared, the most well-respected sports bettor in the country, Mr. Stevens, documented by CNBC, the financial network, the #1 business channel in the world, says that he's the best in the world when it comes to betting sports. That's not me talking, that's them talking, okay? And the sports books here in Las Vegas, people, they wouldn't bar him from making wagers in their sports books if they didn't know what he was doing. Obviously, they fear him. They fear his network. He's got millions of dollars behind him. He's in the right circles. He's got a team of experts, not just here in Vegas, but all over the world that reports information into our headquarters here in Vegas. And it's all helps us capitalize from a betting standpoint. It helps us beat the books, and that's what we do. I run the office for him here in Vegas. I'm 19 years in the business. I'm a professional sports bettor. I'm the #1 consultant in the industry, bar none, regardless of what you hear from anybody. I'm the best in the world at what I do. I take his information and I pass it on to you, and I help you beat your book, and I'll walk you by everything, and we'll tell you how you can get a hold of us here in just a bit.
And Lord knows you need our help because there's so many fraudulent fucking handicappers on every corner out there. It's not even funny, ladies and gentlemen. The difference between me and everybody else, write this down. I'm third generation, born and raised in Las Vegas. I actually deal with the guys that make the lines out here in Las Vegas. I'll never ask you to play a game that I'm not betting myself. So wouldn't you rather take a game from me, a guy that can show you an actual sports ticket of me betting $100,000 or $50,000 on the game,
right,
and then show you the money after the fucking game wins? I mean, it's a little bit different than a guy that claims to be a... Shout out to all you guys that claim to be sports consultants that put pictures of your computerized bets up. I mean, who the fuck are you fooling, guys? People, you don't want to fall for all this little fucking bullshit.
Here's the bottom line.
You know, here's the bottom line. What does a guy in California know about fucking lines made in Vegas? What does a guy on Twitter showing you fake fucking bets that he's putting in offshore know what the fuck he's doing? I'm going to give you direct information from Las Vegas and a guy that's betting six figures and breaking these bookies on a daily basis. Not some guy that pays or says on Twitter that he is. A motherfucker that's really doing it.
Yeah. Like I was going to say, here's the bottom line. So all of this, if you're betting sports, or if you want a second income or a third income and you're considering betting sports, why in the world would you not want to know where the guy who is barred from making wagers in Vegas sports books, why would you not want to know what he likes? Why would you not want to know where he has his money if you're betting sports? If the Vegas sports books aren't taking his bets, why in God's name would you not want to know where his money is?
This podcast is strictly to help you guys be better sports bettors and to take you on my life of a guy that lives gigantically big and bets fucking larger. So, you know, that's pretty much what the podcast is here for, to make you guys better sports bettors. I don't have a degree in sports. I don't have algorithms.
We don't have slide rules.
Yeah, we don't have.
We don't have abacus.
We don't have none of that shit. We don't have researchers on computers
we don't
looking
know
up shit for us.
We don't know trigonometry and calculus, although I used to.
Nothing. What we know how to do is win games against the spread.
Oh, yeah.
Better than anybody else.
Yeah.
October 12th, 2017, podcast number 140. Last time I checked, it only takes you 140 of Old English to get fucked up, my friend. When's the last time you pounded out a 40, a Colt 45, or a
Never.
Old Mickey's or something, huh? You come from the trailer and you've never fucking drank a 40 of fucking beer?
I didn't say that. I've been around a lot of people that have drinking 40s of Old English.
So when you were a kid, 16, 17, you weren't drinking 40s?
I was definitely drinking 40s of Miller.
Miller.
Yeah, Miller High Life.
Miller High Life shit right there.
Yeah, that's redneck.
That's some trailers.
Well, you asked me a question, I'm answering it.
Well, you know,
I've been around people that have drinking, plenty of people drinking 40 Old English.
Okay.
Cold 45.
Oh, yeah, Mickey's. Back in the day, the Crazy Horse. Boo!
Oh, absolutely. Me personally, I used to get Strohs. I don't know if you remember that.
Strohs is like, yeah, see, that's...
Did they have Strohs on the West Coast?
Me and you, well, yeah, you were more of an East Coast drinker. We were both broke, but you were on the, like, stoner side, the white trash side with the Miller High Life and all that shit.
Yeah.
See, I was into the Old English.
Right.
The Colt 45.
Well, that shit's a lot stronger. It's more alcohol, alcohol content.
Thunderbird.
Yeah.
We get a little fucking Thunderbird. I don't know. You know about Thunderbird?
I do know about Thunderbird. Yes,
you know about that Mad Dog 2020?
Mad Dog, yes, I do.
Boy, that shit'll turn you into a mad dog like a motherfucker.
Irish Rose.
Goddamn right. Got a great show for you guys. We're going to tell you how to make some money today. It's week, 7, Skip?
Oh, my God. It's week 7 of the college football season.
College football's in week 7.
They only play 14 regular weeks.
We're almost halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen.
Some teams only play 12 games.
That is correct.
This is week 7.
It's full blast right now. So like I said,
I've been warning everybody. We're halfway through the college football season.
At this point, money management and discipline is in full effect. You want to get a hold of us, call us at 877-220-6540. You're looking for a free game, go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have packages for all size, shapes of sports bettors, whether you're crawling or balling, whether your bank account has the blue or the flu, we can help you. Fair enough? I'm rhyming like a motherfucker today, Skip.
We got the penicillin. If your bankroll has got the flu, if your bankroll has been places it shouldn't be, and you wake up in the morning and your piss, it's burning when you pee. I mean,
if the bookie fucks you raw with no rubber and your asshole's itching, like I said, we got the fucking shot of penicillin that'll bring you right back into action. You don't have to tell nobody and just start taking it. Listen, if you do it our way, you'll get our results.
Right.
If you do it your way, you'll end up with an itchy ass and your bookie fucking taking advantage of you.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, but no one says it better than Mr. Stevens.
You're watching this podcast on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. When you click subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell on there, Skip, so we can rock your bell. Give you alerts to me betting big. Like I said, the Rolls Royce video The Motivation 101s are coming back 110%. We love your thumbs up. We love your comments. We appreciate every single thing that you do from the bottom of our heart. We also want to welcome all the new listeners around the world on Podcast One of the VIP Sports Las Vegas podcast. We are very excited to be bringing you into my life, Steve El Scorcho Stevens, and this billion/trillion-dollar industry of sports betting, Big Skipper.
Yeah.
Download new episodes every Thursday on the Podcast One app, Apple Podcasts, or at podcastone.com. And if you're just listening to the podcast and you're not watching it on YouTube, you're definitely fucking missing out, especially with this fucking $150,000 I put in this goddamn set. I didn't do it for you just to listen to me on Podcast One.
This is a beautiful set.
Well, the reason why I did it is, as you know, we have a deal working right now. Within the next couple months, we'll be syndicated on television. Got several different things on the table. That's why I did this.
Several different options out there.
Several different options out there. You want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, VIP Sports LV. You can direct message us with any of your questions. We'll respond right back. When it comes down to making money, guys, you'll get our full attention. But at the end of the day, at this time of the year, if you're a guy that wants to sign up for $50 and you only have a $100 bankroll, no offense, go to work, get a second job, work a little harder, and call us next season. Because we have a saying out here in Las Vegas: broke men shouldn't gamble, and jealous men shouldn't pimp hoes, Big Skip.
Yeah, no disrespect to the guy out there with a tiny bankroll.
This is a game for big boys. Right now, we're dealing with big boys. Can I just be blunt? Can I be blunt?
Listen, I have no problem with anybody. I came from nothing. Steve came from nothing. I know what it is to be down and out and have $80 to my name. Believe me, I know what that's like. Okay, but if you got $120 and you're calling in here and you're begging us to flip $120 into $1,000, man, it's going to be very, very difficult. Because the first thing you're going to have to do is have an account with us and have a membership with us. That's going to cost you $250 minimum. Okay. The second thing, you're going to have some money to wager with. So if you got $120 to your name, or you're expecting a check in 3 weeks, or you're getting an inheritance in 6 months, I mean, there's nothing I can do for you. As much as I want to, there's nothing I can do for you.
For you guys out there that are betting, that are fucking kicking ass and taking names on your own, all we want to do is add to your arsenal.
That's it.
If you're going to war and you got an Uzi, you can always use a tank called Steve Stevens. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Listen, let's move into a little NHL, get into our show today, tell these people where the hot spots are, where the money's being made right now, what to stay away from, and give them the real deal fucking inside information from Las Vegas. Not some fucking guy that lives in New York and films videos like John Angelo, the fucking dork, and does videos and acts like they're in Vegas or acts like they're making bets. You guys, I'm calling out every motherfucking sports consultant out there. If you don't have real sports tickets on your website, if you ain't really betting out here in Las Vegas, you're not a real fucking consultant.
I'm not talking about a $10 14 parlay.
Yeah, that you drove to Laughlin to put in.
Yeah, I'm talking about a straight bet for $20,000.
In Las Vegas, doing it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
If not, shh, get the fuck out of the way and bow down to somebody real, because we're trying to help people make money, because it's a $1 trillion industry, and these people deserve the best. They deserve to have a second income, not some guy fucking them up. So beware, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't want somebody living in a one-bedroom apartment with rented furniture, throwing darts with your money.
Advertising on scores and odds.
Taking the bus back and forth to work every day. Nothing wrong with people that ride the bus. Again, believe me, I came from nothing, so I ain't disrespecting anybody.
Okay.
But this isn't the kind of person that you want throwing darts with your fucking money.
You work too hard for that shit.
You want a guy with millions of dollars behind him, a guy that drives his Rolls Royce into the office every day, a guy who's barred from making wagers in the sports books in Las Vegas, a guy who has a team of experts all over the country and a multi-million-dollar operation set up to do one thing and one thing only: to find advantages when it comes to beating the spread. And that's the guy you want working for you. A guy that'll go to war for you. A guy that'll be in the trenches with you. A guy who's got 2 decades of experience.
Skip. Well, you're fired the fuck up today.
That's who the fuck you're looking for.
We don't need to tell them no more. I think if they don't, and listen,
it pisses me off that there's people out there fucking with there's people out there fucking with the general public's sports betting funds.
How about our people that put comments in? They're getting fucked with.
Jesus, I mean, it just
do not let anybody play with your money. That's why he's so fucking mad.
It irritates me. It pisses me to fuck off.
Yeah.
Let an expert go to work, go to war for you with your fucking sports betting bankroll. Don't play victim to the guys out there that are texting you free games. They're emailing you free picks. They're giving you 5 plays on the weekend saying, give me 200 on Monday after I take you 4-1. They're throwing darts with your money.
Tell them I'm calling out every service. Post pictures of your 5- and 6-figure tickets or shut the fuck up.
Call an expert at 877 220-6540. Let's get into a little hockey. Let's tell these people what's going on, Steve.
Well, I can tell you right now, National Hockey League, Skip, capped off by an emotional night here in Las Vegas.
Wasn't it?
They had the first responders. They had the fire department. They had the nurses. They had the doctors.
Yeah.
They had the victims. It was a fucking celebration
Yep.
like no other, my friend. And boy, I couldn't be excited. And on top of it, an emotional 5-2 win over Arizona in our home opener with the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Big Skip.
Unbelievable what this team has been able to do to start the season.
What to do? It's called making history. What they did was made history,
to
Big
start
Skipper.
a franchise. I mean, what a way to open a brand new franchise. Only Las Vegas knows how to throw a celebration. Only Las Vegas knows how to throw a party. And as you said, it was one hell of a night over there on Tuesday night, opening night here at the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas.
Well, it just showed that Las Vegas is very strong.
Vegas strong, brother.
All fucking day, Vegas strong. Thanks to the 3-game win streak to start the season, Vegas became the first expansion team in any of the 4 major professional leagues to start the year 3-0 since the San Diego Padres did it in 1969.
Wow, 69.
Yeah. After a week, the Golden Knights.
48 years ago.
They got a 3-0 record and sit on top of the Pacific Division after a trio of incredible games to start their historic year, Skip.
Yes. What an
we just told
that's
you
an
how
amazing feat.
Yeah, well, we told you how to get a hold of us, and nobody knows Las Vegas hockey like Steve Aroni.
You're not
Don't
kidding.
you ever fucking forget that. Anything that's in my backyard or my facility, I'm going to find out. I'm going to mingle with the players. I'm going to mingle with the coaches. I'm going to donate a little bit, and I'm going to find out, bottom line, what the fuck is going on. I'm going to give you a fucking straight-up way you can make a ton of fucking money.
They started the season last week by going into Dallas, taking on the Dallas Stars, which is one of the better teams in all of the NHL. They were plus 200 underdog to start the franchise history, and they came out of there with a fucking victory. Won another game on the road, and then came home and won their home opener in that emotional home opener Tuesday night. Unbelievable, 5-2. Came out and scored 4 goals in the first 8 minutes, and the fucking place was absolutely fucking rocking.
Yes, it was.
It felt like a fucking earthquake over there at the T-Mobile Center. It was an unbelievable fucking event. Congratulations to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Perfect start to the season. Speaking of the number 8, Steven, I want to give a shout-out to 32-year-old, the Washington Capitals, Alex Ovechkin, who has scored 8 goals, Steve. 8 goals in the first 4 games of the season.
Which is fucking amazing.
Wow, what a beautiful start to the season. It's a nice start towards his personal record. I think his record is 65 goals in 1 season. Okay, that's a lot of fucking goals.
It is.
So he came out with 8 in the first 4 games. So he's definitely on pace to shatter that. But he's going after his own personal career mark. They say he's lost a little bit of weight. He wasn't happy with the way he was skating last year. He thought he was a little slow. So he came into camp this year real healthy, lost some weight. He says he's faster than ever. He feels great at age 32. And I got to tell you, 8 goals in 4 games. Great start to the season, Alex.
Let's move into a little NFL, which the people are obviously wanting to hear about. This is where we're making all of our money right now. This is where everybody's getting beat up in the sports books by. And, Skip, Week 5 of the NFL, who's that brought to us by, my friend?
Week 5 is brought to you by BetOnline.ag. With its money management team together since 1991, BetOnline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destinations, offering wagering on nearly every sport and event possible. Once you're in on the action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag is an A+ rated, including the earliest opening odds in the industry, the best live betting software in the business, and most importantly, fast payouts. Head over to BetOnline.ag today. Get signed up for an account using the promo code ALLDAY. Get a 50% welcome bonus instantly added to your bankroll. BetOnline.ag, because you can. Because you can, Steve.
Let's recap a little NFL from last week. We're going to get into some NFL. Everybody want to grab your pen and a piece of paper. I know everybody tries to steal information rather than call, but we're going to help you all you can. So grab your pen and a piece of paper. This is where you want to write shit down. Yeah. Let's recap last week a little bit, Big Skipper.
And if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you will see that there is a big cloud. There is a big haze in the room. That is not a problem with our cameras. You may have noticed.
Oh, no, it's that master closer push.
You may have noticed that while I was reading that promo sponsor, that sponsors promo, that all of a sudden a cloud has developed.
That is correct.
And you may see something in Big Steve's hand over there that is called motivation.
Well,
Master, closer, cush.
I want to explain myself for somebody that might just be listening to the show. I'm not some fucking guy that smokes weed and fucking turns into a fucking stuff.
Yeah, bro.
I'm a guy that smokes weed that gets mental clarity, mental focus. It motivates me. It drives me. It allows me to inspire and motivate other people to take them to another level. So marijuana enhances me and takes me to another level. And like I said, when you're smoking my personal blend, the Master Closer Kush, all it's going to do is take you to another mouthpiece. Do you want to take your mouthpiece from a 5 to a 10? Do you want to go from a 9mm to an Uzi? VIPSportsLasVegas.com. I'll help you swagger your mouthpiece and your bankroll.
Absolutely. Just wanted to clarify for anyone that thought our cameras might have been going haywire there. That is not our cameras.
They're listening to the show to get some information on some football.
Well, let's give them some.
Let's talk about what we talked about last week so we can pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Yeah.
We said Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh. The team favored in this matchup was what, Skip?
We told you last week when Jacksonville plays Pittsburgh, the last 9 times, the team that's favored is 1-8. Well, the Steelers were favored by 8 points, and they lost straight up. Not only did they lose, Steve, they got their ass kicked. Jacksonville won the game straight up 30-9, led by star rookie running back Leonard Fournette out of LSU down there. He's a Tiger. He also leads the league in rushing. Did you see how Fournette was seeking out certain Steelers in that game, Steve?
What do you mean? You mean to run motherfuckers over? Yeah, I saw it.
He was playing some old school Walter Payton, you might say.
So gangster. I mean, listen, what happened to players like him?
I love it.
You're not. I was going to say, I hope you're not putting him down.
Fuck no.
I wish everybody in the league was like Fournette.
Listen, man, I'm a Penn State fucking fan.
That dude is a beast.
I'm an old school fucking grinded out fucking the game is won in the trenches kind of football fan. I like the guys that get on the fucking line and just smack each other in the fucking snout. And I like the Larry Zonka. I like that fucking John Riggins kind of football,
He
man.
basically ran motherfuckers over until he broke in one, and you knew it was going to happen for sure.
Walter Payton used to fucking he used to solo out defenders and just say, I'm going to ruin this motherfucker's day. And he would just run right at certain people and run them the fuck over. And Leonard Fournette was doing that against the Steelers last week.
You think so? 181 yards and a pair of touchdowns, including an impressive 90-yard breakaway run that he had.
Yeah.
But you asked me, was I watching it? It was kind of hard to pay attention with Roethlisberger's 5 interceptions in one fucking game, brother.
God.
Roethlisberger, you need to go. Pittsburgh, your team is fucked. And that's another thing. I literally might, and I say might, be releasing my game of the year on Pittsburgh, Kansas City.
This week.
We'll leave it at that.
Wow.
I might be releasing
it's
my
pretty early to do that. Is that strong?
I've never posted this is the game where, no matter if the IRS and people don't, or the sports books ask me not to post a ticket, we'll post our 6-figure ticket on the game of the year. And
let's not say too much. We don't want to give too much away there.
Anyway, that might be.
So you love that matchup this week?
I do love that matchup. So
okay.
we said Philly has won 7 of its last 9 home games and owns marks of what? 5-0 straight up and against the spread in teams previous 5 played, especially at Lincoln Financial Field. Skip.
At home.
In the month of October. We had you write this down last week. Did we or did we not?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Today we'll learn colors. Okay, go ahead.
Today we're gonna work on colors and shapes. Okay.
Keep your pen out. I'm just going over what we told you last week. We told you 7 of its last 9 home games and owns marks of 5-0 straight up and against the spread in the team's previous 5 played at Lincoln Financial Field during the month of October. Philly looked unstoppable in that game.
They look really good. It's Wentzylvania, my friend. Carson Wentz has come into Philly and given his team, given the whole city something to root for. They're playing real good ball. I still say they have the hardest schedule of any team in the NFL this year, and eventually that's going to catch up with them.
Right now,
they look really good.
Right now, we're tooting our horn. People watch our podcast because they want to get something out of it and they want to get knowledge. So what we've added to our segment is a recap of what we told you the week before.
Correct.
Because our social media guy doesn't have a chance to run the clips nonstop of praising ourselves, which we should, because it would get us more business.
Absolutely.
We should be doing it a lot fucking more.
We should be taking segments from the podcast the week before,
putting them out all week,
of what we said. And then showing what happened. Because all we do is we sit here and tell the future like genie's in a bottle.
Yeah, call me Nostradamus Stevens is all I can fucking tell you.
Call me the Big Skipper Crystal Ball.
Let's just switch the show to fucking Nostradamus featuring Crystal Ball.
Basically what we said last week is that when the Eagles play at home at Lincoln Financial in the month of October, in the second month of the season when they're at home,
they don't lose.
They don't lose. They're 5-0 straight up in the month of October at home and 5-0 against the spread.
What did we say about Texas?
And sure enough, what did they do? They looked unstoppable, and they covered the spread easily at home last week at Lincoln Financial. In fact, it was the biggest blowout on the week of the week last week.
Did we talk about
in the NFL?
Did we talk about some about the Texans?
What we said about Houston last week on the podcast was that the Texans are 3-21-1 against the spread. Their last 25 games that they play a primetime night game, like a Sunday night game or a Monday night game.
Right.
3-21 against the spread. And then we also told people that the Chiefs were 8-0 straight up and 8-0 against the spread in their last 8 games on the road. Okay, so what happened? The Chiefs won.
You writing this down?
The Chiefs won 42-34. The score was a bigger blowout than that. Houston scored a couple times late to make it look somewhat respectable, but the Chiefs dominated that game. They're the best team in the NFL, period.
Well, speaking of...
They dominated that game, and once again, we spelled it right out for you. We gave it to you last week on the podcast.
Speaking of the Chiefs, I'll just get into it. You know, they're playing the Steelers this weekend. We've already discussed it. Opened up at a 3.5-point favorite. Total has gone under in 5 of the Steelers' last 6 games, Big Skip, against the Chiefs. This marquee matchup right here in their last 6 games, 5 out of the last 6 have went under.
So this week, the Pittsburgh Steelers... you know what I noticed about the Steelers? As soon as they had that fucking turmoil about where they stayed in the locker room, they didn't want to come out for the national anthem. We talked about this.
Bench them right away.
We talked about this last week.
This is America. You need to support the flag or get benched.
Absolutely. But we talked about it last week. 2 weeks ago when they decided to stay in the locker room, Tomlin wanted the whole team to stay together, and you know, what have they done since?
Fire him.
What have they done since then? They've lost 2 fucking games.
Fire him.
And they've looked like dog shit.
I'm not going for that.
You see what happens when you create turmoil around your fucking team and you create negative publicity and negative fucking attention to your team? You got all the reporters.
Attentions to the team. They're ruining the NFL, Skip.
I'm talking specifically about the Steelers. I mean, did you see what you did, Tomlin? It was more important for you to stay in the fucking locker room than it was to win a football game. Since that incident, you've lost 2 fucking games. You got Roethlisberger coming out throwing 5 fucking picks. You're getting run over at home by the Jacksonville fucking Jaguars by 3 touchdowns. And now you got to head into Kansas City to take on what I feel is the best team in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, on their own field in Arrowhead. Wow.
If they don't get Le'Veon Bell going, they don't have a fucking chance in the world. Not to mention, I was trying to tell you before, Roethlisberger, it's time for you to retire. Time for you to move on. Pittsburgh, you better start looking for a new quarterback ASAP.
They drafted one.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs are 4 in this game, Steve. The line is 4. Seems to me like the line's a little low, but you know something about this game that apparently I don't know. And you just said you were going to make one hell of a move on the game. You feel so strongly about the game, you might even make it your biggest bet of the season.
Correct.
But we don't want to give them too much more about that.
We'll run a promotion if I get it done.
If that's what you're planning on doing. We don't want to give this one away for free.
Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab your pen because now we're going to get in some NFL games to watch. And remember, we don't go over every game. We only go over games that you need to watch out for, games you could put your hard-earned money on. Fair enough, Skip?
Fair enough.
Rams at Jacksonville, -2.5 with a 42.5 spread. Rams have put up at least 35 points in each of their 3 victories, and 4 of their 5 games have gone over the total. So once again, you want to look for the Rams to go over in the last 4 of the 5. But you got to be careful, Big Skipper. Jacksonville has an excellent pass defense with the league leading 20 sacks and league best 10 interceptions, including 2 pick sixes.
Two pick sixes.
Yeah.
10 picks. So
and 2 picks.
Yeah, league leading 10 interceptions, you said, right?
And took it to the house twice, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that Jacksonville defense, as Pittsburgh and Roethlisberger found out last week.
They're leading the league, like I said, 20 sacks.
Yeah, pretty good.
And league best 10 interceptions, including 2 pick sixes. Take it to the house, get paid. Rams have been road dogs of 3 points or less 3 times since 2015. They lost all 3 games straight up while going 0-2 against the spread.
Wow. So who would have thought, that we'd be sitting here saying week 5 or week 6 of the NFL that the Rams have put up at least 35 points.
Not me.
In each of their 3 victories.
Good job, Ray.
And 4 out of their last 5 games. This is a team that couldn't even fucking score last year.
Only in L.A.
And all of a sudden they're putting up 35 points a game.
They're out there in L.A. smoking that outrageous. They're obviously loving out there.
Jacksonville has been a home favorite 7 times.
Yeah.
7 times since 2015,
they're
and they're 2-5 straight up and against the spread in those games. So listen to what he just said. Number one, the Rams have been road dogs of 3 points or less just 3 times since 2015, and they're lost every one of those games, and they're 0-2-1 against the spread.
Correct.
On the flip side, Jacksonville has been a home favorite 7 times, only 7 times since 2015.
And they're 2-5.
And they're 2-5 straight up and 2-5 against the spread in those particular 7 games.
Let me read between the lines. You're going to want to look at a total. These are 2 shit teams that you don't want to put your money on.
Right.
You're not going to know the outcome.
Right.
There's something very special in the total here. Figure it out on your own. Fair enough? Green Bay at Detroit, Skip, minus 3.
I was trying to make them work to figure that out, but you just gave it to them.
I'm just going to go over some
Two shitty fucking...
We're making too much money right now. You know what? We might as well bless these people. We're getting ours. We might as well give them some samples, too.
Let's do it. They love it.
Green Bay minus 3, Detroit with a 47 over-under. Now, you got to be careful. I know you think that's a low total at 47. Packers opened up a 4-point favorite last week at Dallas. Aaron Rodgers threw for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. Besides Brady, he is the best. And as of right now, he's probably tied for the best right now. Brady,
two best quarterbacks in the league. I'd have
no doubt about it.
I would have to agree hands down.
Green Bay is 11-3-1 straight up in the past 15 meetings with Minnesota. So write that down, guys.
Wow. Did you hear that?
11-3-1 straight up in the last 15 games against Minnesota. Write that down and circle it.
But we're not going to tell you how many of them they covered. You're going to have to do that on your own or give us a call.
Well, the total
They're 11-3-1 straight up. The last 15 times.
Against the spread is for inquiring minds. They want to know.
Exactly. So Green Bay owns Minnesota, but we're not going to tell you out of the last 15 times they beat them 11. We're not going to tell you how many of those they covered.
But I will tell you they played in the last 5 games they played each other. It's went over 4 out of the 5. Anything else you want me to tell you as far as that's concerned? Vikings are 6-1 against the spread. We'll go ahead and spit it out there. 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games at home against team with winning records.
They seem to step it up at home when they're playing a very good team.
Total's gone over in 11 of the Packers' last 12 games, Big Skipper.
Oh, say that one again.
Packers games have went over 11 times in their last 12 games.
Wow. The only game in the last 12 Packers games that hasn't gone over was their home opener this year, week 1 against Seattle. It was 17-9, if you recall.
But yet,
in Green Bay. That's the only Green Bay Packers game that's been under in their last 12 games, was week 1 this year against Seattle at Lambeau.
Here's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Rams, Jacksonville, Chiefs, Steelers, Green Bay, Detroit. Those are pretty much going to be some of the biggest marquee matchups of the week. Those are the only games to be looking at, to be putting your hard-earned money at, and we're going to leave it at that. Let's get in. We're going to take a little break, get into some college football, because after all, college is where all the big money's being laid out right now. College, we're seeing it with X-ray vision. There's so much money to get out there. Right after the break, we're going to tell you how to get your piece. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And when we do come back, NCAA football is brought to you by Paperhead.com. Are you ready to start making real money? Start your own business with the best player money management software in the business at Paperhead.com. Built with exclusive tools to maximize your profits quickly and easily, Paperhead's secure and user-friendly platform allows you to be your own boss and get a piece of this billion-dollar industry. Get a pen and jot down the phone number that's appearing on your screen right now, and you'll get Paperhead's stellar platform for just $3 per player. You heard it right, just $3 per player. When you call 888-978-0288, this deal is exclusively for the fans of the VIP Sports Podcast, so act now. And if you're like me, Steve Stevens, and you bet big and live larger, there's no better place for you than Paperhead.com. Fair enough? You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle.
BetDSI.com. Over 20 years in business, A+ rated and fast and free payment of winnings with odds on all sports and global events. Get a free $25 right now to try the site and a 100% bonus on your first deposit. Go to BetDSI.com now because it's only a game until you bet it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, sitting here with my co-host, the Big Skip. Just went over some NFL previews, talked a little bit about hockey, our Las Vegas Knights, a couple different things, showed you some marquee matchups to look at in the NFL. However, we're seeing some gigantic games in college football, games that are going to put a smile on your face so big you could eat a banana sideways. I'm talking about on a 1 to 10 and 11. I'm talking about games this weekend in college bigger than Khloe Kardashian's camel toe. You know how big that motherfucker is, don't you, Skip?
That thing just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it is. You could park a boat in that motherfucker. Anyway, Skip, let's recap last week. I know we gave you guys some valuable information. Let's recap what we told them last week in college football, Skip.
All we told you last week on the podcast in college, as if we didn't tell you enough in the NFL, we told you that Washington State was 5-0 against the spread the last 5 times they played Oregon. All they did was win 33-10 and cover the game up there in Eugene. That's all they did. When it comes to that Big Ten showdown between Michigan State and Michigan, we told you Michigan State owned the Wolverines.
Motherfucking right.
We told you Michigan State was 9.
Get your money.
We told you Michigan State was 9-0. 9-0 the last 9 games they played Michigan State against the spread. We told you Michigan State was a 10.5-point road underdog. Well, guess what they did? They won the game outright, 14-10. At the Big House, no doubt. We also said that they were 7-2 straight up in those previous 9 meetings. So, you know, they won 7 out of the last 9 against Michigan. We told you they covered the last 9 times they played them. And we also told you, as a dog, plus 10.5, looked like a hell of a spot at the Big House, and they won the game outright. So let's get into this weekend's college football. As Steve said, we're seeing through this college football with X-ray vision. We're able to procrastinate the future. We're seeing the shit through a crystal ball. Let's preview a couple games. Let's stick with Washington State, number 8, heading into Cal. The line on this game, Steve, Washington State minus 15 at California, where the total is 54.
Well, it's going from 15 to 14.5. Cal at 54. Cougars opened up at a 12.5-point favorite in this game, Skip.
And it's up to 15.
You're motherfucking right. Washington State U beat Cal last year and is 3-1 against the spread over the last 4 encounters. Mm-hmm. You guys want to write that down and circle it? Do I need to go over that one more time? Cougars opened 12.5 as favorites. Washington State U beat Cal last year and is 3-1 against the spread over their last 4 encounters.
Right, so out of the last 4 years they played each other,
they've covered the spread 3 of the 4.
Washington State's covered 3 of those 4 games.
Cougars are off to their first 6-0 start since 2001, following their 33-10 victory at Oregon last week. Washington State is 7-1 against the spread in its last 8 games on the road against Cal. So,
did you hear that?
Let me reverse that, and you got to write that down one more time. Washington State is 7-1 against the spread in its last 8 games on the road against Cal. Cal is 1-7 straight up and 2-6 against the spread in its last 8 games against its conference. The total has gone under 5 of Washington State's last 7 games against Cal. I don't need to spell that out for you. If you can't see that, you got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers.
Well, if you can't see that, you better get new glasses. You better have your contact lenses
that means you're
straightened
blind.
out. You better head over to the ophthalmologist because apparently you're blind. Basically, what we just said, there's heavy trends leaning towards Washington State in this particular situation, and 5 out of the last 7 times that these two teams have met, the game has gone under the total.
It's a 6-figure game. It's a game that you definitely put your hard-earned money on if you know what side that you're telling and you know what you're picking and you know what you're doing. If you want to know, VIPSportsLasVegas.com will tell you how to pick yourself up an extra $10,000. Do you want to turn 500 into 2,500? Do you want to turn 5,000 into 25,000? 25,000 into 100,000? Let me fucking do my job. I'll hit the home run. All you got to do is run the bases. There's more money to be made in sports betting than any other investment in the world, bar fucking none. I'll make you 300% a week on your money, and you're not doing that in any other investment or any other business in the world. Sorry.
Did you hear that, big boys? You're out there sitting on a $25,000, $50,000 bankroll, and you don't know what to do. You're out there throwing darts. You don't have the time to do the homework. You don't have the time or the contacts or the money behind you to get what it takes to beat the spread, because there's more dogs winning than ever, people. I mean, these dogs are jumping up and just biting you in the fucking ass. You can't figure this shit out on your own. You can't do it. I don't care what you say. You can't do it. You might win 2 or 3 weeks in a row and feel good about yourself. You might get a little froggy and think you're the best capper in the world. You can't beat this shit on your own in the long run, especially with all these underdogs jumping up and winning outright. I mean, fuck, look at what happened again last night in college football. Troy State, a 17-point fucking favorite, lost the game outright at home. You can't do it yourself. 877-220-6540. Let's talk about the Clemson-Syracuse game.
You forgot to put your famous quote at the end of the phone number. Hashtag beat the spread, get some head.
That's it. Hashtag beat the spread and get some head. Because in this business, you don't have to stay ahead. You got to beat the spread.
That's right. So anyway, that's a big game. Washington State and Cal. Be looking out for it. We're going big. Another game that's worth your money. Number 2, Clemson at Syracuse. Clemson minus 22 with a 56.5.
Oh, boy.
Another situation of the favorite and the total won't go both ways. Tigers opened up as a 21.5 favorite, Skip. National champs. 6-0 this season, 4-2 against the spread, following their 28-14 win over Wake Forest.
They only beat Wake Forest by 14.
Correct. Yeah, they didn't cover.
Shame on you, Clemson.
No, that's one of the games they didn't cover. They're 4-2 against the spread, and they should have easily
6-0 on the season.
Pounded them last week.
6-0 straight up on the season, only covering 4 of those 6 games, so still a 67% ATS number, not bad.
Well, I'll take that all day win.
That's
long. Winning twice what you're losing.
Absolutely.
That's how you make real fucking money.
Absolutely. Take that all day long.
Tigers are 4-0 against the Orange over the last 4 seasons, Skip, winning those games by an average score of 32-12, or should I say 30-12, right at that little differential.
27-point average margin of victory.
Differential, yeah. The total has gone under in 4 of Clemson's last 5 games against Syracuse.
So let me stop you right there.
Last 5 times they played, the total has went under 4 times.
The
total has gone under 11 of Syracuse's last 13 games.
Oh, boy. So basically, the Clemson is minus 22 in this game, okay? The average margin of victory when these two teams have met the last 4 seasons, if you're listening to what the fuck he's trying to tell you, okay?
Which they are.
The average margin of victory is 27 points when Clemson plays Syracuse in the last 4 years. So
Skip, I don't want to give them too much.
So the line is 22. So you got a 5 or 6 point cushion right there if you're just talking sheer numbers, okay? Now the total, as he said, has gone under in 4 of Clemson's last 5 games against Syracuse. So when these two teams match up, Clemson's been winning by an average of 27, and it's been a low-scoring affair when it comes to the spread anyway. 4 out of the last 5 games have stayed under. And when it comes to Syracuse games in general, 11 out of the last 13 Syracuse games, period, have been unders. Okay, well, once again, I don't know if you need to wash your eyes out, wash your fucking ears out, but if you're
Just know this, Clemson and Syracuse is definitely a money game. It's a 6-figure game, and it's something that you definitely can bet and make some great money.
Well, that's all you need to know.
There's one more, Skip, that I'm really excited about on Saturday. Arkansas at number 1, Alabama.
Wow.
Now, the line I think right now is it 30.5 or is it 31?
I saw a lot of 31s.
31, totals at 54.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alabama opened as a 29.5 favorite in this game.
Yeah.
Arkansas is 0-7 against the spread. Write that down. 0-7 against the spread in the last 7 games.
Rest in peace, Denny Ray.
Yeah.
Denny Ray, our good friend Denny Ray. Rest in peace.
Denny Ray Mason. Shout out to my boy.
He was a huge Arkansas Razorback fan and alumni of the Razorbacks. Man, he is not happy what he's seeing right now.
Oh, no. 0-7 in its last 7 games, but be careful because I tell you what, Alabama is 1-4 against the spread in its last 5 games.
At home.
So Alabama's
at home.
Well, at home, correct.
Right.
Well, Alabama is at home, Skip.
I know that.
So my point is they're 1-4 against the spread. They're winning games, but they're not covering. Now, here's the
So
stat.
you got 2 teams in this situation where the ATS number is not looking good towards either team.
No, and this is a fucking game where half of America will either bet Alabama or Arkansas.
The whole country will bet Alabama.
It's not a game to bet the fucking side. I don't know how many times I got to tell you it. Take
amateur
a step back and look at the total.
Every amateur in the fucking world is going to bet Alabama, Steve.
Totally.
I mean, it's a 31-point favorite. They're at home. Arkansas hasn't covered a game all year. They're 0-7 against the spread. And you're taking the number 1 team in the country at home. The whole world is going to bet Alabama.
The total's gone under in 7 of Alabama's last 10 games at home after winning their 2 most recent home games. Mm-hmm. Alabama seems to go easy on lesser non-conference opponents from what it looks like.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, they play a little easier to the non-conference opponents, or at least what it looks like to me, but,
But not in the SEC.
Not in the SEC.
And Arkansas's in the SEC last time I looked.
They sure as fuck are. And the Tide owns a 20-game conference winning fucking streak.
Right.
And 8 of those wins, by the way, have came by 28 points or more.
So the last 20 conference games.
They pound people in the SEC.
Yeah, they pound the SEC. And when they play non-conference teams, they take it a little bit easy. But when it comes to their conference, they win by an average of 4 fucking touchdowns, period.
So, like I said, that's another marquee matchup you got to look forward to,
However,
guys.
will the bookmaker just lay that game out there for you on a silver platter? It opened up at 29.5. The odds makers know that Alabama pounds SEC teams by an average of 4 touchdowns.
Correct.
Okay? So they put the line out right just above that 4-touchdown margin at 29.5, knowing that the whole country's going to see this. They're going to know that Alabama pounds SEC teams. They're going to say they're at home, okay? Even though people don't know they've only covered 1 out of their last 5 games at home. And they're going to know that Arkansas hasn't covered a fucking game. They may never cover a game again. Okay, so the whole world's just going to throw the dice and let it ride on the fucking Tide. Roll, Tide, roll. Do yourself a favor and don't get trapped. Call 877-220-6540 and let us prevent you from getting trapped.
God, I love your fucking attitude. And then there's one more marquee matchup I want to talk about before we get into some baseball. Number 6, TCU at K-State, 51.
Texas Christian.
Why don't you break this fucking game down for us, Skip? I can tell you this. With the Oklahoma loss to Iowa State, TCU is the Big 12's last unbeaten team.
Yep.
That's not a fucking secret. K-State can't seem to come up with a big close win. Losing at Vanderbilt, losing in double overtime last week at Texas. With Oklahoma coming to Minnesota next week, K-State needs a fucking big win in a major motherfucking way. What's your deal on that?
Oklahoma, I mean, shame on you fucking losing that game last week to Iowa State.
I thought...
I mean, a 30-point fucking favorite.
Just shouldn't have happened.
A 30-point favorite at home? What the fuck happened there?
That's embarrassing.
I mean, that just goes to show you. This is sports, man. I got 22 fucking excuses for this, and 11 of them are on offense, and the other 11 are on defense. Isn't that what he said? Unfucking believable. How do you lose that game? Like you said, Oklahoma's coming to Manhattan next week, so Kansas State needs a big win here, and in a big way. TCU, Texas Christian, Steve.
5-0.
5-0 straight up in their last 5 games. TCU is 4-1 against the spread in its last 5 games on the road. So here's a team that travels well. They know how to pack. They know how to pack their bags.
Oh, we all know how to pack bags, bro.
They know how to pack their bags. The total has gone under 6 times. The last 8 times TCU's gone out on the road. So they play very well on the road. They're not afraid to travel. However, they appear to be, and they seem to be, low-scoring games when they do go out on the road. So let's see what happens. That is an intriguing game, I must tell you.
Total's gone under 6 times in TCU's last 8 road games.
Correct.
So,
they do not put up big numbers on the road.
No, they don't. You're going to be one to look at a total.
However, they do play well on the road.
No, they do, and they win. But like I said, you don't always want to bend her over. You might want to go under every now and then, my friend. American League Championship round, Skip. As you know, brought to our boys over there. We got to talk about baseball.
Bend her over.
Baseball is a big segment for us. As you know, playoffs are here, so it's coming to an end. We're focused on football, but we got to talk about American League Championship round, brought to you by our boys over there at BetDSI.com. Operating for more than 20 years, BetDSI is an A+ rated and offers fast payment winnings with odds on all sports and global events. From the player who demands it all, including office pools, poker rooms, horse wagering, skill games, to the whale bettor who just needs a no-nonsense, high-limit sports book. BetDSI is the perfect choice. Head over to BetDSI today to create your player account using the promotional code Cheddar. Go to BetDSI.com today, create your account, use the promotional code Cheddar, get $25 free play. So if you're looking for the best solution to place your action, go to BetDSI.com, where it's only a game until you bet it. Fair enough? Skip, let's get into the fucking baseball. Shout out, listen, first of all, shout out to the Cleveland Indians. You guys actually made me excited. I'd love to see your guys' team go. They made history, didn't they, this year?
Yes, they did.
You made history. You did several different things.
Congratulations on that win streak, but look where it got you.
Nowhere. Like I said.
It's kind of...
it's just like the golf course. You drive for show, you putt for fucking dough, my friend. At the end of the day, it's all about how you perform at the end. Skip and I said the Dodgers will be right there. We've always said the Cubs would come back and be right there. But Cleveland, you had a good run. I also, to toot my own horn a little bit, Skip, I seem to recall me telling everybody from the beginning of the season, from preseason into the season, all the way to now, that Yankees might go a little bit further than people think.
Yes, you've been touting it all year.
Me and you have a dispute because you feel they didn't deserve to win to get here? Or,
I'm not saying
or
that.
are you mad because
I didn't say that
Cleveland had a better team and fucked up? What are you mad about here? That the better team didn't go through?
I'm not mad about anything. I'm just a Yankee.
You're a baseball guy, though.
I'm a Yankee hater. I can't stand the Yankees. I don't like the fact that Cleveland choked. They had a 2-game lead. But Cleveland, I picked Cleveland to win the American League this year, so they're making me look bad. Terry Francona, I don't know what the fuck is up with you, dude. Yeah, congratulations. You're kind of like what that girl said to us. That girl at the Hard Rock last week, what she said to Tony Coffey, one of our sales reps. You just peaked at the wrong time, dude.
You got to know when to peak, guys.
I mean,
you got to stay mental clear.
I mean, congratulations on getting the heart on. You know what I mean? Congratulations on that big game win streak. Congratulations on setting a record for the most consecutive wins. But what'd you do with the heart on?
It's got you right back at the house getting ready to watch the Yankees.
Yeah, you didn't finish the job, dude. You peaked too early.
Now you sit at home and get to watch them play Houston. Astros take on the Yankees.
Congratulations to the Yankees, though. I mean, the Cleveland bats fell asleep. The bottom line is Cleveland had the best pitching in the fucking league. We all know that. The Yankees' weakest link, which is their starting pitching, stepped up to the plate. Fat boy CC Sabathia, he held on the best he could. He put them in a position to win the game. Their bullpen was fucking phenomenal. The Yankees' bullpen was fucking phenomenal. They shut them down. And you can't win when you got 3 errors in Game 5. I mean, when Cleveland had 3 errors in that game, that's not going to get you a fucking victory. That's not going to help. When you got 5 hits and you got 3 errors, you're not going to fucking win the game, period.
Listen,
I mean,
whatever the case
congratulations, Yankees.
The better man won. I'm a Yankee fan. I love them.
Cleveland's a better team. However, the better team doesn't always win. Just ask the Oklahoma Sooners.
Ask of all sorts of motherfuckers. Bottom line, Yankees stepped up to play that game. They worked hard. They played hard. And they won the fucking game and scrapped their way through it. Sit your ass at home. Astros take on the Yankees in the ALCS schedule for Friday. Minute Maid Park. Game 2 will be played Saturday. We'll start game. Who's starting in
Game 2? Dallas Keuchel's going to start Game 1.
Keuchel, yeah.
And for the Astros, Verlander's going to start Game 2.
Yankees have yet to set their starters because they had to win Wednesday night.
Well, Friday night when the Yankees head into Houston,
they had to beat Cleveland to advance to post their starters, bro. So probably come out today or tomorrow.
Well, the Yankees, I mean, they had to play a game, so they're a little late posting on who they're going to start Game 1 and Game 2. But the Yankees heading into Houston with Dallas Keuchel on the mound Game 1 Friday night. Houston is a -185 favorite in that game. Even before the Yankees even post their pitcher, the odds makers came right out with a number.
Yeah, we don't care who you put in.
We don't care who the fuck's pitching. The Astros with Keuchel at home, -185 on the money line. Total on the game is 8.5. minus 120 to the over.
Skipper, Houston has been a solid baseball team all year long.
Yeah,
they have bats. They have a bullpen.
Yeah,
they got pitchers. They got hard-working motherfucking players.
They got Altuve, the best hitter in the fucking game, that little midget. Listen, he's a great fucking player. It's going to be interesting to watch Houston respond to this because they have been the silent assassin. They've been the team in the backdrop that nobody seems to ever want to talk about. Everybody always talks about the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Indians. Nobody ever wants to give the Houston Astros the attention that they deserve.
We did. We broke the sports books for 7 figures on them fucking Astros this year. I love you guys.
I mean, the general sports world, the general sports media never want to, Houston is always in the backdrop. They're always the team behind the curtain. They never seem to get the respect and get their due. Well, here's a time that they can go out and get it. They're playing the mighty Yankees. All the attention's going to be on the Yankees and the run they just made against Cleveland being down 0-2 in the series. Here's the time when the Astros can go out and get what they deserve and as a victory in the ALCS and get themselves to the World Series where most likely I believe they'll be playing the Dodgers.
Without any shadow of a doubt, Dodgers are...
Congratulations to the Astros, by the way.
Yes,
badass team.
And we've made a lot of money on you all year. We love you. Even through the tragedy and all that shit, you guys kept strong. Congratulations.
Right. Through the floods and everything.
Let's move on to the National League Division Series, and the National League's brought to you by our boys over there at True Car. When you're looking to buy a new car or a used vehicle, you want to make sure that you're getting real pricing on actual inventory. And a lot of times this isn't the case. Have you taken the time to configure a car online before, only to find out that that vehicle isn't actually available? Well, with True Car, your problems are solved because the pricing comes from actual dealers and not just any dealer, but a True Car certified dealer, Skip, which is a carefully curated network of dealerships around the country committed to transparency and offering you a competitive market price when this day and age is hard to find. With more than 3 million cars sold, over 13,000 dealerships nationwide, True Car helps you earn an average savings of more than $3,000 off the MSRP. You better call them for your new whip, huh, brother? So if you want to feel empowered and confident with your car buying experience, visit True Car today. Some features not available in all states. True Car, the future of car buying is here. Let's get into a little National League Division Series, which a well-rested L.A. Dodgers, by the way, await the winner of Game 5 of the Cubs and Nationals, getting ready to take off in a marquee matchup this afternoon that we have information on.
Wow, that's going to be
absolute blowout winner.
Big game tonight.
They're going to be scrapping, give it all you got tonight. They're going to leave everything on the field. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get the fucking... Hey, listen, I got Vegas boys on both teams, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Vegas boys on both teams out there. Shout out to Bryant. Shout out to...
Yeah, we got Chris Bryant with the Cubs and Bryce Harper with the Nationals. Vegas is very well represented in that game. The Dodgers swept the Diamondbacks, as everybody knows now.
Easily.
To advance to the National League Championship Series. They're going to host Game 1 on Saturday. They're either going to be taking on Arizona. Rich Hill is going to start Game 2. Yu Darvish started Game 3. But because Hill excelled at home and Darvish excelled on the road, Alex Wood is lined up for Game 4. It looks like the manager, Roberts, suggested the Dodgers may just stick with the same alignment that they did, same pitching rotation as they did when they swept the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we'll see what happens there. But that's going to be a big game tonight between the Cubs and the Nationals. It's Game 5, series tied 2-2, and the winner goes to the NLCS to take on the mighty Dodgers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just a recap of everything that we said. Like I said, NFL is in full effect. College is in Week 7. We only go about games that you can make money on and get fucking paid. We told you to look out for the Chiefs, Steelers. It's going to be a 6-figure game for me. Rams, Jacksonville, the Green Bay game. College, you got to be careful. Washington State at Cal. We told you about Clemson and Syracuse, Skip. We went over several marquee matchups. Arkansas, Alabama. Look at a total instead of a side. TCU, K-State. We're teaching you things that you're not going to get anywhere else. You know it, and I know it, Skip. We're down to the playoffs. World Series is going to be a phenomenal one. Dodgers look phenomenal. Congratulations to the Yankees. Can't wait to see them take on Houston. It's going to be a marquee matchup. I'm going to give a little bit of a motivation, and then I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to let you end the podcast with your promotion.
Oh,
that
boy.
way people can get right off the fucking podcast and call immediately. How's that sound?
Don't hang up the phone now. Don't turn off the TV now. Don't leave now, because what I got to tell you is going to blow your fucking mind.
At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we're dedicated to providing the best sports information available. We talk a lot of shit. We play around. I smoke kush, but nobody makes more money betting sports than me, period. And I work on a commission basis only. So in other words, if I don't get paid unless you do, why the fuck would I want to lose? I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. I'm going to do whatever it takes to put the money in your pocket. I'll hold your bookie's arms behind his back. You punch him in the face, knock him out. We'll go through his pockets and split the money. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
I'll hit the home run. You run the bases. Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, it's a $1 trillion industry, and you deserve your fair share. Let me turn 500 into 2,500. Let me turn 5,000 into 20,000. Let me turn a little $100,000 investment into 400,000 for you, because there's no other investment that can do that. One thing about me, I can show you better than I can tell you. I'm living proof. They didn't put me on CNBC because I'm full of shit. I'm the only sports consultant in the history of sports betting to ever be featured on the Business Financial Network that runs the world, because there's more money to be made in sports betting than there is in the stock market. Let me go to work for you. Let me make you a second income. Why? You deserve the finer things in life. You deserve a fucking vacation. You deserve a brand new car. You deserve a fucking new house. You deserve to do whatever the fuck your family wants to do, wants to eat, because you deserve the fucking finer things. You deserve the luck of the fucking Irish. I don't know if you were sleeping with a leprechaun or if you flat out got the luck of the Irish, but there comes a time where you deserve to shine, and God damn it, I want to help you get there. Let me be your Huckleberry. Let me make you some money. And like I said, Skip's going to run an ad today. It's going to be very exclusive. I want you guys to take advantage of it. Come join the fucking team, because at the end of the day, you got winners and losers. Which one are you? I'm a motherfucking winner. Peace. I love you guys. See you next week. Skipper, take us out of the show, brother.
For all the podcast listeners, I'm going to do something absolutely crazy this week. This is a one-time offer. You're never going to hear this offer again. We're in week 7 of the college football season, okay? There's 7 more weeks left. We're at the halfway point of the college season. You call 877-220-6540 right now. I'm going to give you the remainder of the college football regular season. The rest of the regular season, up until the bowl games. The rest of the regular college football season, all the VIP plays for $199. $199 for 7 weeks of college football. The rest of the regular season, $200. You've got to call Friday before 5 o'clock Pacific.
They're already calling.
877-220-6540, $199. The rest of the regular college football season. This is an absolute fucking gift. The way I do math, if you take $199 and you divide it by 7 weeks, it comes out to less than $30 a week. Less than $30 a week to beat your book. Give me a call, 877-220-6540. If you don't take advantage of this promotion, then you absolutely fucking hate money. Give me a call.
It's Steve Stevens, I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Pop.
I keep hearing things. I keep hearing